So, what's up, YouTube? Perio 333. Doing the Google Hangout. So check it out. I'm doing this. This is a conversation that I'm doing this challenge. I'm doing this 100-day personal fitness challenge, and I'm 34 days in. Today was day 34. Started on March 10th. I think it goes up to June 17th, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around June 17th. And I'm 34 days in today. So the one rule that I have in this challenge that I'm doing, the one rule that I have is I have to do something in the field or in the area of physical fitness every single day for 100 days in a row. I have to do something. I can do one push-up, and that's considered something. Now, it's not limited to one push-up. I can do 100 push-ups. And that's considered something. So it's completely up to me as to what I do and how much I do. But I have to do something. I can't not do anything. The day that I don't do anything is the day that I guess forfeit the results to failure. Like I forfeit the results to failure because I didn't do anything. And now that I didn't do anything, the 100 days is I can't do it in a row. So it's over. However, I'm up to day 34 right now, and that's not the case. I just wanted to point out that that was the one rule. That's the one rule. Now, full disclosure, I am an endurance athlete. So for me, running, I do marathons, half marathons. I run. I am primarily a runner. And I said that to say that I have a very ambitious schedule ahead of me as far as some of the things, some of the events, some of the races that I want to, or that I plan to be a part of, will require me to be able to train every day for an extended period of time. And at this point, running is really not a problem. I could run as often as I need to prepare for the upcoming events that I want to, or that I plan to participate in. However, the physical part of training that I believe is necessary for maximum strength or maximum output as far as my body, I think I have to have a combination of the two, because of course you want to put in miles to run miles. I mean, that's my recipe for preparing for long runs is to go on long runs. However, physical workouts, weights, body weight training, high intensity interval workouts, or high intensity interval training. The training that don't require cardio, the physical push-ups, sit-ups, planks, body squats, regular squats with weights. All of that is also necessary to make you, make you stronger. It good for recovery, good for muscles, an all around physical fitness regimen, is necessary to be the best athlete you can be. I mean, even though I mostly run, I still need to get better. I've got to get better, and I've got to be super consistent, radically consistent. I have to make physical training my pill. That's my medicine. That's my advantage, is the fact that I have one as an asset right now, because I don't mind doing it. It's an asset. I don't mind doing it. And then it's a lifestyle. It's a part of my lifestyle. It's part of how I live. Running is absolutely a part of my lifestyle. And by doing this 100-day personal fitness challenge, this is going to make physical fitness also a part of my lifestyle. And that's going to make me more of a weapon in sporting events. It's going to make me more of a weapon, more of a threat, to possibly to do really well in some of these events. I feel like after 34 days, I feel like I'm moving. I'm not, I mean, no, of course, in 34 days, I can't say that I can see a major difference right now. I can't say that. I won't say that. But I will say this. What I have noticed is the way the week pans out is today's Friday. I'm doing this. It's a Friday right now. And Friday starts my run week. Let's just put it that way. Friday starts my run week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I run on those days. Those are days that I run on. At least those days. I mean, I'm not restricted to run on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but I do for sure. Factually, it's a fact. Like, I run Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for sure. And I use Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as are the days that I use mostly, and especially after I started this challenge. Those are days where I'm doing the physical workout. Because of the time in the day, I don't have as much time, and running takes time. I mean, a person runs 5 miles, and if your mile time or time per mile is, let's say, 8 minutes. For me, it's about 8 minutes. And I know that's not phenomenal, but it's not bad either. I mean, it's not a bad mile. Now, it could range in the 8 minute range. Let's say it's the 8 minute range, because it could be 8 minutes. Like today was 8:12. 8:12 per mile. That was my average. Now, come Monday, which is the 4th day that I will run, that could be 8:42. So I said that to say what I'm learning is the first day of my run week, I do feel like after 34 days of physical activity, whether it be running or the physical stuff, after 34 days in a row, I felt really good today running today. I mean, and I did nail an 8:12 per mile. And that's pretty good for me. I'm picking them up and putting them down when that happens. And I ran 8 miles today. So running takes a while. Even at 8 miles, at 8 minutes per mile, you're looking at an hour, and it don't play out that way. I mean, it takes time to get dressed. It takes time to come sit there. I mean, you may be running for an hour, but you're doing other things in the beginning and in the end of that hour, and it adds time. So, there's other stuff, the physical stuff, you can get that stuff done in 30 minutes. And be pretty sure, I can do this in 30 minutes. And that helps. I mean, you could get a real good workout in 45 minutes. You could get a serious workout in. Whereas outside running 45 minutes, I mean, it takes longer than 40 unless you're doing a short. I mean, it's just a little more time consuming. But one thing that I have learned is that one thing that I have felt, I feel as of today, day 34. I don't know. I feel like it's helping, and I'm getting stronger. But of course, it could be, maybe it's a placebo effect. I'll take that, But I do know for sure that the more I do it, the more time that goes by, and I get closer to that 100. I do every day. I just kind of check in on Instagram at Pario333 in the story part or whatever. I just do a quick little snap and put it in my day, or whatever you call it, up top. I said on day 33 that, I pointed out the fact that it was day 33, and within that 100 days, there's 3 33s. So I already took care of one of those 33s. There's 2 more left. Right? There's 2 more left. So I have 2 more 33s to go. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive, really positive about how I feel after that first 33. So I feel like, after the third 33, and I'm, 99 days in, I feel like it will be more of a noticeable difference. I mean, who knows, that 8:12 could be 7:55 at that point. And even if it's not at that point, think about how, the whole preface of it, the whole plan is for this to become a part of my life. I need to be able to work out more than 100 days in a row. My reason for doing this is to make this a part of my lifestyle, like to make this is a part of the day. This has to happen every day. And the way that I train myself to do that is to start out light and challenge myself to do something every day. Now, again, I can do one push-up and call it a day. But notice I said I ran 8 miles today. I'm not cheating myself by doing the minimal work all day, every day. Although I don't even think to use the word cheat is the right word to use, because if you're doing something every day, that's good. I heard a story, and I don't know this guy, but I heard a story that said a guy went to the gym every day. He got dressed. He went to the gym. He did one push-up. He left the gym, went back the next day, got dressed, went back, did one push-up. And he did that for a time frame. And ultimately, it created a habit. It created a habit. And the way that I started running was very similar. Very similar. I set out to walk 1 mile per day. I set out to walk 1 mile per day for 90 days. That was the goal. The goal was to walk 1 mile per day for 90 days. And I did that, I did that. And that walking, though, it turned into walking a little and then running a little bit. And it went from 1 mile to 1.5 miles. That went from 1.5 miles to, just more than 2, just do more than 2 miles. Once I got up to 3 miles, I was no longer walking and running a little bit. I was running the whole thing. I ran 3 miles. When I ran 3 miles for the first time, I absolutely thought that was incredible. I thought that it was incredible that I had just ran 3 miles for the first time. Wow, I couldn't believe it. Actually, it was like that. But by that time, I had created a habit, because I set out initially to walk 1 mile a day for 90 days. It was in an effort to begin to get myself in shape. It was an effort to create a change in culture within my own personal life. That at that time, it's been a few years now. It's been matter of fact, it's been a lot of years. I mean 6, 7, or whatnot. But I was looking to make some real changes. I mean, I made some changes in my diet, and I did what I set out to do. A matter of fact, I overachieved on this one, because I set out to walk 1 mile a day for 90 days and ended up running marathons, pretty aggressively. So this one came out real nice. And then that's the same idea that I have with this do something every day, this 100-day personal fitness challenge. It's the same idea. And it's a way to challenge myself. It's a way to create a new habit, and to get more out of training and preparation, get more out of training and preparing for these endurance events, which take a lot. I mean, you need all the help you can get in terms of your body and being fit and being able to endure. Because if you're running a marathon, it's tough. It's not an easy thing. Okay, it's not an easy thing. It's tough. And even if you love to run, even if you're prepared, even if you've prepared properly, you're hydrated, right? You've been eating properly. You've been fueling yourself with the type of food that is going to allow you to have, it is going to allow you to complete this race, to complete this task that you have signed up for voluntarily. That will not be easy. The food that I eat, or the food that a person eat, it has you have that going for you, but that's not going to make it any easier. It's not going to make it any easier. So they're tough. Anything you can do to give yourself some sort of edge, some sort of advantage, then you should do it. Which is another reason why I am putting myself to this task. I'm challenging myself to create this as a habit that I do moving forward for the unforeseeable future. I need to be able to continue to strengthen myself, and as well as give myself proper maintenance in as far as cardio and the physical stuff, a combination of the two, and then fuel my body with the proper foods, and not eating the foods that I shouldn't eat. I am on a plant-based diet, and for me, that is proper fuel. I believe wholeheartedly that being on a plant-based diet gives me a little bit of an advantage for someone who is equally as athletic as I am. And not that I'm the most athletic. I've never won a marathon. I'm just saying there's people of different levels of athletic ability. And for those people that are equally athletic as I am, if they are not on a plant-based diet and I am, it gives me a little bit of an edge. It may vary the size of the edge or how much of an edge I have. It may vary from one to another person. Maybe one person, it's not a crazy wide gap, or there's not a lot of distance between us two, but I still got a little bit of an edge because of the diet aspect of it. And then another person, I'm just, it just makes me better. Whereas if this guy or this gal was on a plant-based diet, and and they had that same edge, then maybe we're a little closer, but because they're just not getting everything. They're just not optimizing, their bodies, their abilities to endure. They're just not optimizing it, and because of that, they're not going to be able to keep up. Now it could be either or, but I think with the combination of those three things, the cardio, the physical stuff, and the food, which is huge, that's a good recipe for success. And again, it will get hard. It will get hard whether you on a plant-based diet or not. It will get hard. It get to the point to where you're 17 miles in. You still got 9 miles to go. You still got 9 miles to go. And all of a sudden, it comes out of nowhere. It comes out of nowhere. You're right. You're getting ready to cross another mile marker. Mile 18. You're getting ready to cross it. And all of a sudden, you feel as though you have stopped running. You don't even feel yourself running anymore. And everything begins to hurt. Your feet hurt. The bottom of them, the sides of them, the top of them, your toes, your ankles, your calves, your thighs. It all hurts. Your lower back is tightening up. Your abdominal area, is failing you, at least in your head. When I say failing you, it's like whatever happens, if it's too tight or if you feel full or, whatever could go wrong, you're feeling like it's going wrong. Your arms are sore. Okay. Your arms are sore. And you do not want to take another step. You start questioning yourself. What are you doing? Why do you constantly sign up for these things? And you get to this point and you have these regrets. We could be at home right now, sitting on the couch, chilling, doing nothing. We do not have to be out here. And it could be raining. It could be raining, pouring. But we just, I'm just pointing that out. So we're not gonna sweat that. But while this is going on, while you're thinking about all this, while your body's in your head anyway, your body's beginning to fail you and you're questioning yourself. You've actually been running. So now you crossed over mile 20, even though you don't feel like it. You crossed over mile 20. And as you run, you begin to, you start feeling a little bit of relief in a few areas. You start feeling a little bit of relief in a few areas. And by the time you get to mile 22, 23, it's like it never happened. That's the other side of it getting tough. And, the other side of some adversity. That's what happens. It's like you run up on some turbulence. You run up on some adversity. And you could quit. I mean, there's aid stations as you run the route, as you run in the race. There's aid stations. Of course, they got the water station. Sometimes it's other things that they have available, like fruit. I mean, gels, all kind of things that you could get during a race. And a person could stop running. I mean, people do it. Like, I'm not doing this. Why? What am I doing? But if for those of us that haven't done that and that continue to go on, or for those people that have done both, whatever, when they continue to go on, then it feels incredible when you're at mile 25 and you have endured that. You have, you was just at mile 17 through 23 or through 21, actually 21, 22 maybe. You was wanting to quit and you were hurting. You didn't see the light. You were ready to give up. But you didn't. You didn't give up. You powered through. You powered through. So on the other side of that adversity is the goal. I mean, it's success. It's success for that moment. At least for that moment, for that race. You have done something and you were successful at it because it feels incredible. And what you had to do was you had to power through that adversity. You had to power through that 20 minutes, that 25 minutes that seemed like it was never gonna end. You may have thought that you just was not gonna make it because your body was hurting so bad. I remember when this happened to me, and it has happened more than one time, but I remember this one time distinctively. Seattle, Washington, 2017, maybe 2017, 2016, I don't know. Mile 17, man. No. I take that back. Mile 20. Mile 20. I was hurting. And I remember looking ahead of me. And sometimes when you're doing these runs, these races, sometimes they have like cones set up in the street. And it's not like you run out of street. You just came to a point on that route for that race where the cones are an indication for you to turn around and go back the same way you just came, until you turn off or whatever. But these are times that can sometimes really be annoying during a race for me. Because I don't know, it's like, especially when you hit the wall and I look up the street and I see that I gotta turn around and go back the same way. I just got annoyed. I don't know if that happened. No, I can say even it happened more than one time, but that particular time, that's the time I'm talking about right now. And that was the time when I got really annoyed. I mean, I just got so annoyed with it because maybe I didn't want to run back the same way, and see the same thing. I don't know, but it was really annoying, and I was hurting, man. I was hurt up, body hurt up, shins hurting, calves hurting, feet, everything hurting. It was rough. After mile 23, everything went away. I glided right in. I glided from 23 to 26.2. It was a glide. Next thing you know, I was at mile 25. And when I hit mile 25, I was dancing in my head already. Because I was ready for it to be over. And what happens is you cross the finish line and it feels like you can do another one right there on the spot. You go through all of that during the race, and as soon as you cross the finish line, you're like, let's do it again, man. Let's do it again. You're not gonna do it again. I mean, I didn't do it again. I've never done 2 in a row. Some people run 100 miles instead of 26.2. Me personally, 26.2, I think it's enough. But I do have some other events that I'm not gonna get into right now. But I'm putting some things together. Again, this is another reason why that this personal challenge, this 100-day personal fitness challenge, where I have to do something every single day. I have to do something 100 days in a row. This is why the fact that I have such an ambitious, such vigorous schedule ahead of me in terms of the actual competitions. It's going to be hectic, navigating everything and working everything out and making sure I'm on point with with everything, all aspects, the food, the fitness, the training, you know, the travel, and just really being disciplined and staying on point and taking care of personal business. It's a juggling act, man. It's a juggling act. You know what I'm saying? And again, the more you can do to get through these action packed days, because people in general, we have action packed days, man. Everybody got a lot to do. Everybody is not running races and doing that type of thing. That's what I do, but everybody's not doing that. But that don't mean people don't have things that they have to do. Most adults have action-packed lives. When you're an adult and you're taking care of business, you have an action-packed life. You have a lot to do. It's a lot to navigate. And the more you can do to be able to cope with that and to deal with that and to navigate those days, the more you can do, the better off you are by doing those things. It gets you through the day. Facts. It gets you through the day. So that's why I'm doing the challenge, because that schedule, my schedule is it's pretty rigorous. And over time, I'll get more into it. I just wanted to kind of talk it out tonight. I just wanted to talk it out tonight. I want to come on and talk it out tonight and talk about it a little bit. But it's going really well. Again, I'm at day 34. I'm at day 34, and I've done something every day for 34 days. I'm gonna be doing some other things with the whole challenge or whatever. Again, I wanted to come on and talk about it a little bit, along with something else. Something else I want to talk about. So this is more of a random thing. That happened today. This is more of a random thing that happened today. This is why the title of this video is talking about today. So I lived in the downtown area of Las Vegas. That's why you hear all that stuff in the background, man. It's highly populated down here, and I'm very close to a lot of action. So I apologize for all that noise, but it's really, some people listening to this video right now would really like to be down here right now. But anyway, I live downtown, and I met a guy in my building, and I had met him before, but today we sat down and we chopped it up a little bit. We had a conversation, and I don't know, kind of got to know more about. I got to know more about him. He got to know more about me, and I just wanted to talk about our conversation a little. So, again, we had met before. I'm not going to say the guy's name. I'm not going to say his name, but we'll talk again, and maybe even I'll have him. I don't know. Maybe come on the show. I don't know. Come on the show. Come on the channel, and we can have a conversation, because it was interesting. It was super interesting. Anyway, it's just kind of my premise. I'm gonna full disclosure. Meeting people and talking to them and getting to know people can be a really good thing, and it's not always a good thing, but it can be a good thing, at least for a good conversation. I like to have a good, healthy, productive, positive conversation. And that's what I had today with this guy in the building. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. So we, we were talking about it. Okay, it all started when I asked, "What do you do?" I asked him what he does. What turns you on? What are you up to? You know, it's more about, it's more how I put it. Like, what are you up to? What turns you on, man? You know, and he's like, what do where do I work? Or and he got into a little bit about himself, and I thought it was pretty interesting because he works in the cannabis. He works in the cannabis industry. This guy does. Again, I live in Las Vegas, and in Las Vegas, uh, there's dispensaries. You can, weed is legal. You can buy weed. Walk into a dispensary and buy ounces of weed. Which is crazy in a good way. Not that I'm just saying we've come a long way as people in America, where you could just walk into basically a weed store and buy high quality cannabis. And this guy, he works in that industry. So he goes into what he does in that industry, and he's essentially he's a marketing guy. Essentially, he does their marketing campaigns and their social media, their branding. He does their branding, brand management, and was actually successful in growing one of these companies and taking this particular company, which I, of course, won't name the company. He took them from a startup, essentially from a startup to, I mean, they're doing really well now. Huge money, lots and lots of money. I mean, the money is crazy based on where they were and where they are now. And, you put him in the middle, and he's the reason. He had a lot to do with their superstars. Right now, they have a superstar rock star status. Not only in Vegas, but I mean, in business, they're doing really well. And it's essentially because of the guy who I had a conversation with. So I'm like, oh, okay, wow. I was impressed because I didn't know this about him. I didn't know this about that man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know this about him. And, you talk to people and you learn things about them, and it's super interesting sometimes. And this was one of those situations. So he began to tell me how he actually moved to Vegas from another state with this company, because these guys that own the company, he knows them. The guys that own the company, he knows them. And they were all back in their home state just 3 years ago. And 4 years at this point, if I'm not mistaken. And these guys had a couple of them were already professional poker players, and they wanted to come over here and do that, gamble professionally. And then this cannabis thing came up, and they were able to make that a part of the move as well. So when they made the move, he came with them, which is how he got to Vegas. He came with them. And at that point, their company was very small. It was only worth thousands of dollars. I mean, not even, it was only worth thousands of dollars, not millions. But anyway, he took the company from that little $1,000 company to, you know, what it is today. And he gets into how he essentially is a consultant. And he talks a little bit about, as we talk further, as we speak more, talk more, he starts to tell me how things began to fall apart at this place. And the reason why they began to fall apart is because he himself was working on something that would have been really, really useful for this company that he came here with. It would have been really, really, really useful for them. And I mean, all the way down to the name, it was a really, really good fit. And this is information that's based on analysis and, you know, these guys shopping this thing around and talking to people about it. It was just a good fit for one of the guys, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been all of them. I don't know. Someone, if not all, each one of them, said that it was counterintuitive. I think that's how he put it, and I'm paraphrasing, maybe counterintuitive to do it, and it baffled him. He didn't understand what was going on. And this was just a year, maybe a year and a half into getting over here, and now he's like over here. When I say over here, I'm talking about he's in Vegas now, and he don't really know if his idea, he came with them and he's working for them and he's blowing their company up with his savvy, with his marketing savvy. And these guys are not, and he's a you know, these guys are not aware of, you know, how to use marketing tools of today and how to really put the product, put the company in the loop, so to speak. But he knew, he did know how to do it, and he did it, and they were benefiting greatly, and he was not. But he was cool with that as long as because he felt like his thing was going to eventually happen. But once he figured out it wasn't, he began to want his idea back, because he spoke to them about backing him with his creation as a part of their line that, you know, they have in their store. This was going to be under their brand. This was going to be something that was a part of their lineup as one of their products. But it didn't materialize, and it ended up going on the back burner, and he was afraid he was going to lose it altogether. So he kind of plays the game in a sense that he didn't burn a bridge with them. He just had to go another 2 years and try to get back full ownership, because in the process of moving over there and them promising they were going to do all these things with him and his creation, paperwork was signed, and, you know, it could have really gotten ugly. But he, you know, used some of the money that he was making, and he got attorneys and, you know, had things reversed, and ended up being able to get his idea. I'll say his idea. He was able to get it back as a result of keeping his equanimity. You know, he kept his equanimity. He remained calm, and he didn't get super highly emotional. and he kind of realized, hey, if I can just, if I can get if I could get full ownership of what I created, I would rather have that than to even work here and, or even have a job here and receive, a paycheck or whatever, and do what he felt like was a lot of work. And these guys are the owners. I mean, they're bringing in some money. He's really doing a lot for the company, and he was willing to continue to do that with the hopes of getting back his idea. And at the same time, the guy was as he got closer, because essentially he did get attorneys and have to go through a whole bunch of rigmarole to get his idea back. And I say to get his idea back, but there's already been, I mean, it's in production. It's his idea. So he was able to get it back. And after he got it back, he ended up leaving the company, or actually he was going to leave the company May 1st, but they asked him to wrap it up earlier, because once he went through that process to get his idea back, I just feel like they didn't want to, I don't know, they fired him. So whatever reason they would have fired him, they fired him. But at the same time, I say it's a blessing, because that's what he said. It was a blessing, because essentially as they got closer to the end, he, like I said, he had began to understand what was going on. He went out and locked down another major player or organization in the cannabis arena, and he is now a consultant for them. But all at the same time, this guy's working on his thing, and it's about to come into, it's about to hit the market. I mean, he's really pulling it off. He's really pulling it off, and I just wanted to speak to that, because listening to him tell his story, he's been really focused on this, and you can have that thing that motivates you to not stop. It could, whatever that thing is, and a lot of people, because they don't have that thing, they have nothing to they don't have a why. I say that, because a lot of people say that, but I'm just gonna call it that thing. Like, he had that, his concept, his instrument. I can't say what it is, because it's about to hit the market. I don't want to mess nothing up for the guy. You know what I mean? That was his thing. It kept him motivated. It made him act rationally. It made him move smart. He moved smart when he realized, you know what? I can't burn bridges here. Like, I don't want these people to have a reason to not want to see me with it back or whatever. Like, I just need to put myself in a position to get it back. That's what I need to do. And in order to do that, I'm gonna play it like this. I'm gonna be humble, stoic. That's what that was. That was stoic, the way that he was able to do that. So I'm really proud of him, man. And I just met him. Like I said, I knew him a little bit, but today we sat down and we really chopped it up, and I really got to know a lot about him. And I'll speak to him again for sure. But it's interesting. It's interesting. You know, you meet people and you never know what people are going to have to say. Good conversation, good camaraderie in my building. You know, a lot of the time, to be honest with you, you know, sometimes people say hi, sometimes people don't. That's kind of a Vegas thing too. You know, Vegas is kind of shallow. I don't know. I don't want to use the word shallow because I'm the same way. You know, you know, I don't really probably don't do that as much as I should. But I did today, and it really turned out to be a good investment of my time. And it's even got me on YouTube talking about it. So it was a good meeting today. It was very productive, good, healthy, productive conversation, and it's amazing what people are out here in the world doing. People are building things, man, making things, taking care of business, growing, learning, elevating themselves, you know, dreaming and chasing the dreams. People out here getting it done, man. And for people who aren't, you know what? If you have that thing, then you're probably closer to, you know, don't quit when you're on the 1 yard line. You a lot of times you can't see where you at. You can't see where you at. But when you have a conversation with someone, you talk to someone, and, you know, another person can see, like, yo, you almost there, man. You know what I mean? So you know, I didn't want to get into all that, man. I just know that talking to people and today having that conversation today and realizing that sometimes people really do have very interesting things to say, and it creates a really interesting conversation that's, you know, like I said, healthy and productive, and you can extract bits and pieces of information out of those type conversations that will benefit you. It will benefit you if you practice it, you put it into action. It'll benefit you. So, you know, just kind of want to talk about the day a little bit, man. Talk about the day a little bit. Good day today. Again, I'm doing my 100-day personal fitness challenge. I'm on day 34 right now. I feel myself getting better. I feel myself getting stronger, and this is kind of a update on that. This is also a conversation I had today, which makes today a really good day. Today was a good day. You know, today was a good day. I got a lot of things done, and I'm going in a good direction with the different things I got going on in my life, and it's starting to, you know, starting to come together and gel together, and it you know, it is what it is, man. So again, 34 days in, okay, on the 100-day fitness challenge, personal fitness challenge. Feeling good about that. Today was a good day.